And, so Ashley, I'm going to come back to you because, we spoke about, what has been the barrier, and Margarita, pointed out very and concisely around fear, right? In your, from your perspective and your experience, what are the key barriers for you that you're seeing?
Sure. So there's tons of barriers to diversity, equity, and inclusion. But what I found in my travels around the world, so last year, for the last 5 years, I've been working with people to understand how to really be a teacher for inclusion, how to teach people what peace is, how to teach people what inclusion is. And people don't understand the tangible structures that they're working with. And so as far as our conversation about architecting, and I also want to mention, I had a very different experience than Margarita did because I came into college pre-med and I had been doing biology and medicine for 12 years. So I started in like a very early accelerated program to be a doctor. And when I got to college, in an all women's college, I was told that I had too much empathy to continue on after a specific level of biology because I maybe didn't agree with what they were doing in some of the experiments, and I may have rescued some of the creatures from demise. But I was always an engineer. And I see a comment in the questions about whether or not people are studying engineering, whether or not they are or not. I was always an engineer. But then I turned to art history because she also mentioned that, because I could see like the art, I could see things in the art. I could see the arc length in like, I could see things that they couldn't see in art history. And so I went in there and I was like, I see all these things that you can't see. And it was really empowering. And they're the ones in that program, because I got kicked out of the STEM ones. And so it's really interesting to me is when we're talking about engineering and architecting for these solutions, is that I think that there's a lot more people out there who are the people who are creating solutions in their community, the people who have ideas, who don't know that they don't know that they're already doing the engineering and design work that counts as re-architecting. And so people who are working in creative fields, who are working in non-STEM fields, who are engineers, but they don't know. And so I think that that's a really big part of the conversation, is for people in engineering to see that they're doing the work, but they don't know that it's diversity and inclusion, and people who are doing the work of diversity and inclusion who don't know that they're engineers, and to helping them talk to each other through this like shared architecture and this infrastructure that can be built. And then I think that there's so many people that just need to be pulled together as an ecosystem. They just don't know that they're already doing it.
And I love that, right? And so, what is an engineer, right? And we always think, I always say that in engineering for me is like the state of mind, it's the way of thinking.